All right, so we are still in lesson 1-3, repeating decimals. This is day 2. This time we're going to go from a fraction to a decimal. So yesterday we went from a decimal to a fraction, so now we're going the opposite direction. And we're going to concentrate on the repeating decimals again, or the repeating fractions. And the ones we're going to talk about are the thirds, the ninths, and the 11ths. In fact, I'm going to highlight them: the thirds, the ninths, and the 11ths. Now, there are more repeaters than that, but the ones we are going to talk about this year are the thirds, the ninths, and the 11ths. And I'm going to give you a few tricks to figure out how to do that. So, for the ninths, the trick is take the top number and add a repeating bar. That's it. Take the top number and add a repeating bar, and of course a decimal. So it says the number you see in the numerator is the number that repeats. So the number that you see, 5, in the numerator is what repeats. So I put a decimal point, I put a 5, and I add a repeating bar. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all you need to do. Now, if you doubted me and said 5 ninths, I don't know if it's 0.5 repeating, you could just divide it in the calculator and put in your calculator 5 divided by 9, and you would see the answer would be 0.555555 dot dot dot, keeps going, so it's 0.5 repeating. So that's all we do. Take the top number you see, 1, put a decimal point there, 1, add a repeating bar. That's it. 7, take the decimal you see, 0.7, add a bar. Dun da da da. Pretty easy. Not bad at all. And those were for the ninths. So now let's do the thirds. The thirds, the trick is multiply the top number by 3, and then again add a bar. And I'm not going to say repeating bar, but you know that's what I'm talking about because these are repeaters. So these are for the thirds. So you can see in the denominator, they both end in 3. So you could do it the long way, which is set the fraction equal to 9, multiply to find an equivalent fraction, and then the number that you see in the numerator is the number that repeats, kind of similar to what's up here. Kind of like the trick of, if you don't know what the trick is, you can set these equal to 9. When we did the others, if you didn't know the trick, you could set it equal to 100. This is kind of that same thing here. So 1 times 3 is 3, so 3 ninths, and then you have exactly what you have here. But take the top number, multiply by 3. So 1 times 3 is 3, add a decimal point and a bar. Dun, da, 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 done. Multiply by 3, 2 times 3 is 6, add a decimal point, add a repeating bar. Dun, da, da, da. That's it. All right, so now 11ths. 11ths, the trick is multiply the top number by 9, and then add a bar, meaning repeating bar. So again, here is the kind of long way to do it. If you didn't know, you could take 3 11ths and set it equal to 99. And 11 times 9 is 99. So 3 times 9 is 27. And you know how to do this from yesterday. Same thing here. But the quick, easy method is just to multiply by 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Add a decimal point, add a bar. Bum, ba-da-da. Multiply by 9. 2 times 9 is 18. Add a decimal point, add a bar. Bum, ba-da-da. That's it. All right, so let's do a few quick checks to see. So this is 2 ninths. The bottom number is 9. So if we go up here for nines, it said take the top number, add a repeating bar. So that's what it says right here for ninths. Take the top number and add a repeating bar. So take the top number, it is a 2. I add a repeating bar. Done. What is the decimal expansion? Just fancy for what is the decimal for 5 11ths. So 11 says right here, for 11ths, take the top number and multiply by 9. So 5 times 9 is 45. Add a decimal point, add a bar. Done. Next one, I decided to step it up a little bit. I'm going to actually highlight Maybe I'll highlight in green this time. But we have a big guy here. And if you remember from last time, those big guys, we just leave alone and copy right over. So I'm just going to copy a big 5 here. Then I concentrate on the fraction, which is 2/3. So remember, for thirds, multiply the top by 3. We're right here. Multiply the top by 3 and add a bar. So I'm going to multiply the top by 3. 2 times 3, and 2 times 3 is 6. So 0.6 and add a bar. La, 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 la. That's my answer. And last but not least, write 8/9 as a decimal. That is a 9 in the bottom. So the quick trick is look at the top number, add a bar, and a decimal, and we're done. Now, there are lots of different fraction denominators that will give you repeaters, but the repeating ones that we're going to concentrate on this year are the thirds, the ninths, and the 11ths. So when we start to do these, don't forget that 3, 9, and 11, you all need to add a repeating bar. So don't forget that. That's really important. Add a repeating bar. And there you have it. Going from a fraction to a decimal for a repeater. They end in 3, 9s, and 11s, and there's some quick tricks for you. Have a good one.